Race 4 is the big one of the day, for many one of the most important races that there is, and very often rated as high as it can possibly be in European rankings come the end of the season. It's the Juddmonte International. It is the feature Group 1 of the day, if not the week. It's a small field, admittedly, but some of the very, very best horses have won this race. This is the map that they have to take, and thinking about some of the great races we've seen on the Knavesmire, this very course and distance taken in. Let's have a look at the 4 who have been declared for Wednesday. Mostadaf, brilliant winner at Royal Ascot. Frankie Dettori's not won this race since 07, but it might well be, it seems, his last ride in the race. Nashua, very good filly indeed, stablemate of Mostadaf. Paddington's been the star 3-year-old, if not the star of the season. And the Foxes, who won the Dante earlier in the season, might just be outclassed in this particular race. They're the 4. Yes, we've not got the quantity, but we have got quality. OK, let's start off with Paddington, who's been, Graham, a bit of a clockwork winning machine at the very top level this season. He's had an extraordinary time of things. This was 2 starts ago, winning the Coral Eclipse. We'll take in the Sussex Stakes as well. Yep,
same name as a famous fictional character. I'm going to be the other one, the Grinch, about Paddington. I don't believe he's as good as some people think. 4 Group 1s in 10 weeks is a terrific achievement. I think this is his best performance. He gets the better of a game. Emily Upjohn in the Coral Eclipse. Heads a bit high, but he runs it out strongly. Went from here, deep ground at Goodwood, got the job done again. He's a star. But is he a superstar, and is he going to be too short to back this Wednesday?
Well, he is going to be short, no doubt about that, and he might not still be able to prove that he's a superstar, given this is such a small field here on this occasion. What I like about Paddington, though, and the main thing about him is his versatility. Regardless of how a race is run, if there's going to be pace in this race on Wednesday, you'll just sitting behind it, or if there's not, he's going to go forward. If it rains, this proves it's not a problem either. He can't help the relative quality of the horses in behind him. I think he's going to be very, very tough to beat again.
Maybe there is a touch of See the Stars about him. See the Stars won 6 Group 1s in 6 months, just doing enough, and maybe this fella is taking after See the Stars in that he just does enough. He's now got 4 Group 1s. The single season record in Britain is 6. If he wins on Wednesday, history beckons.
Keep an eye. I think it's going to be a tough nut to crack if he's going to beat Mostadaf. My personal view anyway. The classy 5-year-old. Let's have a look at some of his Middle Eastern exploits earlier in the season. Saudi, then on to being beaten by the best horse in the world, Equinox, in the Shima Classic. It's not dissimilar in ways to Mishrif, who won this race 2 years ago, John.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, this is probably not particularly good form as far as Wednesday afternoon is concerned. What we'll see in the Shima Classic, though, definitely is, given the Equinox and Westovers of this world that he was behind on that occasion. But yeah, the Prince of Wales' stakes run was really, really good in the sense that it didn't go particularly quick. He had to loop the field. He had to turn in a really strong turn of foot, which, if it gets a bit tactical on Wednesday afternoon, will work out nicely for him. So I think there's a lot to like about this horse. Whether he'll be able to give the weight to Paddington, that was the big question, Graham.
He's the 2nd best horse in the world at the moment, Mostadaf, on Longines International.
Look
ranking.
at the best one. It's no hardship watching this back again, is it?
But he's only 1 behind Equinox now, because the handicappers think he improved markedly, as John said, in the Prince of Wales Stakes. He probably paid the penalty for having a go at Equinox early in the straight, and paid a pretty heavily penalty. But my concern about Mostadaf, and I don't know which way to read this, at Royal Ascot, I've never seen a horse get as fractious, excitable, coltish, above himself. Choose your own euphemism. He was incredibly aroused in the paddock on the way down, and he still exploded in the race. So I'll be watching him with interest in the paddock. Can he stand proud again? I think it depends on how he conducts himself.
Love it. Shall we have a look at stablemate of Mostadaf, Nashua? She's having a good time of things, John. Listen, she wouldn't be the same price that the last filly was when winning this race, Arabian Queen, but would it surprise you if she won this on Wednesday?
No, because 10 furlongs, I think, is a good trip for her. She proved in the Nassau Stakes last year, and here, poor old Aurélien Lemaitre got dog's abuse for this ride aboard the French horse. Wasn't Holly Doyle's finest hour this either. She was too far behind in a race where they went very slow early on. Al Hussein was able to take advantage. Nashua wasn't able to overhaul and accelerating Al Hussein here. Problem is, there's probably going to be a fairly stop-start sort of a gallop in this race too, so they're going to have to be on their mettle tactically.
I think so. My conclusion after this was to Holly Doyle, Nashua is bifrankle, but she isn't actually Frankel, and she can't sustain top speed for 3-4 furlongs. She put in 2 really quick furlongs there and couldn't sustain it. I'm putting her on top. I think she's a value option. I don't think she has masses to find, and I think the tactical nature of the race might suit that. She is a filly with a really good turn of foot. Provided she's not too far back, she'll get a lot closer to the big 2 here than most people think.
OK, let's have a look at the last, but potentially no means least. He's one of Dante. It's another of the 3-year-olds. He's by Churchill. This is the Foxes. This was that success in the Dante earlier in the season. John, let's just get your thoughts on the Foxes. Is he likely to be the one that's picking up the 4th place prize money come the end of play?
Probably. This was quite a good run in the Dante, actually, to the extent that I rather liked him in the Derby. He finished 5th. It was probably a sort of par effort. Then he went to Belmont for a big race over there, and well, I think it's fair to say things didn't quite go as well as they would have liked in the run. He finished off very, very strongly. If there'd been a strong gallop on here in the sort of 8 or 9 runner field, I might have fancied him to sort of pick up a minor position at a big price. I think a tactical race with some really good horses engaged is going to be tricky for him.
The thing I'd like to say about the Foxes, about this race, is he'll finish 4th.
Well, the nice thing is as well, I know that we've debated and had slightly contentious decisions about horses getting thrown out of the 4. You're not going to do that. They're all going to feature. So who is the 1, 2, 3, 4 in the right order?
Value option, Nashua. I think it could be messy tactically. I'm not convinced that Paddington is quite the superstar something. I'm not convinced that Mostadaf can back up that explosive Ascot run if he behaves himself, how shall we say, excitedly. So I'm going to go with Nashua. I think she has much more in her favour than the market suggests. 2, 1, 3 and 4. John, I'm not even putting Paddington in the top 2.
That really is quite amazing, but there we go. I think I'm going to have Paddington and Mostadaf here to battle out, hopefully. The phrase "a race for the ages" is overused these days, Nick, but I'm hoping it'll be a really good battle between the two, the like of which we've seen in this race in the past. Nashua might not be too far away, and the gallant, the Foxes there, will, as Graham said, almost certainly finish in 4th.
Well, Frankie Dettori hasn't won this race since 2007. He comes in for the chance ride on Mostadaf, and I hope it's a winning ride for him. Mostadaf, for me, to win the big one.